Hi, my name is Tina Chancey, and I'm a member of Trio Sefardi, a group from Arlington, Virginia that plays the music of the Sephardic Jews, who were banished from Spain in 1492 and settled all around the Mediterranean. This is an excerpt from La Nona Kanta, Grandmother Sings, our program celebrating National Heritage Award-winning Sephardic singer and composer Flory Jagoda, our mentor, friend, and performing partner for more than a decade. During the Second World War, the 16-year-old Flory escaped from German-controlled Bosnia by getting on a train all by herself and playing her accordion for 5 hours to distract the conductor. It's an exciting story. Please enjoy it.
Every one of these little towns had a Sephardic community. We were Bosnians. We spoke a perfect Serbo-Croatian. We lived in Muslims. We lived the Greek Orthodox. Very friendly. I remember going to a neighbor, Muslim neighbor, for their holidays. They would come to our Rosh Hashanah. Every tia would give a holiday dinner. So it was always somebody's house. And believe me, the houses were tiny. But the fun of being at Tia Luna's house and Tia Mazalta's house, that was the fun of the holiday.
Con toda la mishpacha Hanukkah es de sierva blanca Buscalia limpia Ya heile leile leile Heile leile leile Heile leile 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 Ya heile leile 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 Ya heile leile leile leile
I never met my father. Things were not explained. Rosa, my mother, she was a little different than other girls. She wanted to live in a big city. Mijael Cabillo asked for her hand, and more or less, he did mention that he did not need dowry, that he can take care of her, because they're going to a big city of Zagreb. Oh, she heard that, dying to do it. And they moved to Zagreb. Mijael Cabillo, he didn't show too much interest to the little girl. He was very interested in Rosa, my mother. But he took me as part of the deal, you know. She's here, and make the best out of it, but didn't talk to me too much. That bothered my mother a lot. So she mentioned to him that I'm dying one day to own a harmonica. So I come out of school and I see Mijael standing in the corner. Very new to me. I know the guy didn't care too much. He comes with a big smile. He says, "We're going somewhere." There's a music store. We come in and I see 5 harmonicas. He says to me, "Which one do you want?" So I said, "Like that Honor." He says to me, "It's yours." I'll never forget that. That moment, I loved Mihail Kabilyo. I just loved him. My teacher, her name was Ida. She was one of the best, the closest people in my life, beside Nona. When she played the first song for me, I said, let me hear that again. You play it for me. I would learn it by ear. And I would repeat it right away, and she would look at me and say, I've never had students like that. We're very close. One morning, I'm still in bed, I hear this big noise. Boom, 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 boom. I look through the window, I see a scene like a serpent, like a snake. That was German that came into Zagreb. The next day, they called you, come to this station, get your badges. Židov, a Jew. Put it on. The day that we put our badges on, my lesson was always after 6 because Ida worked during the day. She opens the door and all she sees, she looks at me. You can't be one of them. I mean, just like that, in Serbo-Croatian. Go home. I sat down in a streetcar with a very fat lady. And she sat next to me, and she saw me cry, and she put her hand around my shoulders and cried with me.
Welcome to German Army. Free from Zionist tyranny.
The next thing, these are the only streets you can walk. Every day, something new. My father is pale, looking horrible. Till one day, he comes home running, again, blue. He said, we have to get out of here. We have to go. He says, we're going to split. My friend Chancey is sending us tickets, non-Jewish names. And that is how we would run away as non-Jews. You take nothing, just what you're wearing and your harmonica. He said, you are going alone. We're not going to, it's too dangerous, all 3 of us with badges.
Tickets! Tickets! Have your tickets ready!
I was on a train. And you know, trains in Europe, the compartments, I think you could put 8 people in a compartment, something like this, filled in with women, babushkas, soldiers, wartime.
Tata mi kaže, nemoj govoriti, samo sviraj harmoniku, sviraj harmoniku i pjesme pjeva. Tata mi kaže, nemoj govoriti, samo sviraj harmoniku, sviraj harmoniku i pjesme pjeva. Ne znam zašto bježim Ashtasam Uchinila Samosfiram harmoniku Sfiram harmoniku Pies me pieva Moja mila majka sama je ostala a ja sviram harmoniku sviram harmoniku i suze
And I started playing my harmonica. I played it for 4 hours. Just play. People hear harmonica, they all came into the compartment. They love it. They love music over there. They sang. We had a party. The conductor came in. He sat down and he started singing. Saved my life. Didn't even ask me for my ticket. Didn't even bother with the ticket. A little girl who plays harmonica, huh?
Jene divne tihe majske noći Ti si rekla da ćeš doći Na prvi randevu O Marijana Slatka milja Marijana Ja ću te čekati Dok svane dan O Marijana Slatka milja Marijana Ja ću te čekati Dok svane dan
I was going to the station daily, sitting there and waiting. After 2.5 weeks, I see my father coming down, double inside of what happened. He can't get fat in 2 weeks like that. He had all his suits on, so he had something to wear all the time. And we started our life in Split, which is a pretty city, pretty port, beautiful.
Citywide edict. Separate the Jews. Identification standard.
There was an announcement that all the Jews who came, there's no room in Split for everybody, we'll put you on islands. They were very kind because they were supposed to send us to Germany. So we were very lucky. And our name was that we were going to island of Korčula. For us, the teenagers, it was a good time. No school. You go swimming every day, all the time on the beach. I became an island accordionist and taught accordion. It made me alive. 250 of us were interned in Korčula. It was a life of needing things and not being able to buy, even if you had the money. So this woman, if I taught her daughter harmonica, she will give you her ration of food and bread. So that is how we more or less survived. And I always say my harmonica saved me. One day they told us the Germans are coming to Korčula. The Jews got scared to death. We had a leader, Levi, and he got us all together. We have to leave. We all left on these fish boats toward Italy, crossing the Adriatic Sea. That was very scary. Bari became a big place full of refugees. But coming to Bari, that alone gave me a feeling of freedom. Seeing these people giving me grapes, waiting for me, and I'm hungry. You never forget that. There's no jobs during the war. You go from office to office to office, and just what can you do? You lie. First you say you're a typist. Okay? Come tomorrow and we'll talk. You go tomorrow, and Captain Evans I worked for, he said he has one of those old-looking machines, and I start doing this. And he puts his hand around my shoulder, and he says, Florisa, I have a better job for you. He sits me down, he said, we are a salvage depot. We get all the salvage from the planes that fell. We sell that to the local people. You are going to be in this office, and the man who comes, a sergeant, comes in with the report. And one of these days, as I remember, this very, very giggly and happy-looking master sergeant comes in, and all the girls are in love with him because he's very, what word could you use? Not giggly, but a beautiful word of a man who just women fall in love with because he's just open there. And that was Harry Jagoda.
I fell in love with those eyes and the beautiful nose.
When did you fall in love with me?
First time I saw you.
That's your answer.
There was a lot of guys after her. I had to do some extras to get into the front of the line.
All the girls were started combing their hair and getting all excited because Sergeant Jagoda was coming. They were crazy about Sergeant Jagoda. So I'm telling them now.
So I go up to her and I said, excuse me, would you like to go to the dance tonight with me?
When you came to pick me up, he saw Siddur, a Jewish prayer book on the table. That did it. We finally decided to get married. You know, this is war. You want to get married. There's no fabric. What do you make a dress out of to get married in? I'll be right back. That was Harry Jagoda. I'll be right back. He comes back with a bundle like this of parachute. The whole street had parachute dresses. The whole street, because there is so much fabric. And I had my wedding dress, and we had an unbelievable wedding. After the wedding, the main question was, when do I go to America? The day came that big ship arrived. Once everybody was up, I'm talking about 300 war brides, Italian war brides. Emotion up to the sky. Every evening after dinner, I would come out with my harmonica and just play.
O il domino ya mettedo entino che yo ajeno quiere ser bien servido, quiere ser bien servido. Cuando das mi novia a vuestro suegro, besaré la mano, llamando Padre Nuevo, llamando Padre Nuevo. Cuando das mi novia a vuestra suegra, besaré la mano, llamando Madre Nueva, llamando Madre Nueva.